This is dedicated to all my beautiful queens, all my beautiful ladies out there. She's a queen. Go Queen. You got it, girl. She's a queen. You better represent. Go Queen. Go Queen. Go. She's a queen about her business. Queen. Working hard on a mission. Yeah. Head high, purpose driven. Purpose driven. Crown will never tilted. Queen. Go Queen. Go Queen. Go Queen. Go. Represent. You're a queen. You're a queen. Oh.
So thank you guys for joining another episode of the Q Chat podcast. So today I have a very special guest. He is a music artist by the name of Akbar. So I want to go ahead and immediately give him the floor. Go ahead and introduce yourself for all the listeners.
Man, much love, Queen. Much love, Queen. I'm Akbar the Great, man. Rapper, artist, songwriter, screenwriter out of Columbus, Ohio. You know what I'm saying? Just now recently signed with the iconic superwoman, Miss Karen White, and her new label, Supernova Unlimited. You know, and we just been working ever since. I signed back in September, early September, and we just been working ever since. Put out 2 music videos. The first one, Young Righteous Black Girl. We shot that out in Sacramento, man. Shout out to Nick Leisure. The second music video we did, Everlasting Thought, we did it in LA, and some in Venice Beach, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to my dude, Shiraz Belushi. You know, and we just trying to come with a message, man, for the industry, you know what I'm saying? Just heal the culture, man, with music and the visuals along with that. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's a pleasure to be on here. And I like your twist, Queen, you know. Like,
Thank you.
Really glowing.
Thank you so much. Now I gotta backtrack a little bit because I have some questions prepared, but you mentioned 2 things that I gotta touch on. Number one, you mentioned Queen Karen White. Okay, I love Karen White. You know, I grew up on her music, so I gotta ask you 2 questions now. Number one, I want to know, like, how did you link up with Karen White, and also tell us about Young Righteous Black Girl. So let's start off with, how did you link up with Karen White first?
Man,
well, she's a legend.
She's a legend, man. So it was really a godsend, just the way the whole situation just came about. But I was just, you know, matriculating in between college and real life, you know, and so I was just trying to figure out what I was about to do. Then the corona hit, and, you know, I kind of had like some time just to go into myself and, like, you know, just come out and create. And, you know what I'm saying, just put my mind to creating certain things, man. I picked up my MacBook laptop and I just went on a garage band and just recorded a couple of songs I had written, you know, just from previous months and, you know, some that was during that time of corona and stuff like that. So just wanting an opinion for them songs, man. I sent them out to, like, all my friends, you know what I'm saying, my sisters, and my dad as well, you know, just to get his ear on it. And my dad, who is also my manager, Derek Muhammad, man, close business partners with Miss Karen, which I didn't know to the extent, you know what I'm saying, I would have never knew that a legend like Karen would have took my dad's word for anything, you know what I'm saying. But she listened to some of the songs, man, and at the time she didn't know, you know what I'm saying, that was my dad, but she listened to songs, you know, and she just fell in love with it. You know, she listened to Young Righteous Black Girl, you know, and she told me that it moved her, you know, and she told me that my process and just writing the songs that we've been writing just you know, it's an amazing thing to watch. And so I'm humbled just by the experience, and also for her to speak that type of life into me, man, when, you know, we don't really celebrate the artistic side of ourselves, especially coming up out of the city. You know, they tell us to go play football or play sports or go to school, you know what I'm saying? But when you actually do have some type of creativity about you, you know what I'm saying, they tend to dim that and shut that down. So it's not really encouraged for you to go out and, you know what I'm saying, chase those type of things, man. So, you know, shout out to Miss K-Dub, man, Miss K, you know, instilling that confidence back into my creative side of myself.
That's amazing. So with Young Righteous Black Girl, give me, you know, a little bit of insight. Let's get down to, how did you think of that? Because I think it's such a great thing when men exalt women. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's something that's needed, and I feel like it's something that we don't touch on a lot. but it's needed. I think it's something that is really important when Black men just shine a light on Black women, you know, whether we want to admit it or not. It feels good, you know, we need to hear that. So what inspired you to do that? Like, just tell me your whole process with that.
Man, it was just a song just from me coming into just the knowledge of self on my own. You know what I'm saying? Of course, having teachers and gems being dropped over the years, man. But becoming into the knowledge of self is most definitely something that you have to do on your own. That people can't pull you or force you into it. It's something that you got to realize and visualize for yourself. And so, you know, understanding how much history played a part in that, and just understanding the history of myself and the history of our people, I felt like it was important to, you know, brag about the Black woman in a sense, and enlighten and show some of her history and some of her legacy with all of that as well. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of the times, female empowerment, especially today, man, is just presented to us as women being able to walk around butt naked, and you know what I'm saying, when it's so much that, you know, it's so much deeper than that. So we can't take, you know, white women's feminism and try to mix it into the feminism of empowering our Black women, because it's just not a essence, and it's not of the same nature. You know what I'm saying? So I just felt it was important to have a song out there, man, to you know, highlight not just the physical aspect, but the spiritual, you know what I'm saying, and the mental as well, man. And so I felt like, you know, of course, it's not one of those songs that you would think or expect somebody around my age group to make, especially in rap, you know what I'm saying? But it was just, I'm just a different artist, man. I feel like that's one of the songs that really gets to just show the extent of, you know, just what we trying to do with the music, man, for real.
Black girl magic is real, you know, so it really is. And I think kings exalt queens. So I just think it's great that, you know, you took time to just acknowledge us. I just think it's such a great and beautiful thing. So just going with, you know, obviously you seem like a very deep in tune person. I know you mentioned, you know, you're on the young side, right? Like, how old are you?
I just turned 25 in November.
Wow. That's amazing. I think that's great to be so grounded. So give me a little bit about your background. I know you say your father manages you. Were you always like immersed in music even as a child?
Not in the sense of like just being around musicians and stuff like that. But more so in the sense of just, you know, my mom loving good music. You know what I'm saying? My dad loving good music. You know, I had he was in love with just good soulful music, man. And so being a sponge at that age and just soaking up the songs that they used to play, like the you know, the Teddy Pendergrass and the Anita Baker, Lauryn Hills and the Commons. At a young age, just taking all that in, I most definitely was oiled by music, you know what I'm saying? And I could tell the soulful music that we could cut on, you know what I'm saying, from 20 years ago and play now to this day, and we'll be singing every word and heard the song in years, you know, and this songs that came out 3 months ago, you know, and that people long forgotten about. That was hot at the time that they came out, but, you know, just the shelf life on them didn't really hold, you know what I'm saying? And so I just the whole process of just making music with a great shelf life, soulful, you know what I'm saying? It hit that nerve to where, you know what I'm saying, 15 years down the road, you know, you can cut it on and be jamming to it, you know?
And that's important that you said that, because I think that's the sign of just good music and good artists. You know, when you can just pull a song from like 10, 20 years ago and it's like it just came out yesterday. You know, I think with the music industry, sometimes people can be focused on getting that next hit as opposed to having that longevity. And that kind of ties back as well, you know, just like what you working with Karen White. You can listen to Karen White songs now, you know, and it's great. It's songs that it's timeless. So I think that's just the mark of a true musician. So when did you get started, as far as I know, like you said, you didn't necessarily grow up in the music world, but when did you have like a defining moment when you were like, hey, you know what, I want to like make a career out of this. I think I have the, you know, the tools to make it.
I would say that was more so after, you know, I matriculated out of school. And as you can see, I keep on saying matriculate. I ain't gonna say finish yet. You know what I'm saying? We still some credit hours to be worked out. But when I matriculated out of school, man, I would feel like that's when I kind of set into my mind where I can, really pursue, just the music, or really at least try to make a strong attempt to it. And so I was writing songs every day, and I was in the closet every day for like the whole summer, And plus this was during the corona. So, I had a restriction anyway. I couldn't really do, everything you would be doing over the summer anyway, man. So it was just a blessing that God just set it up like that. And it just a testament of, you just putting the work and the energy behind, and also the time behind something that you really want to accomplish. And, you never know how quick God might send that thing your way, man. So.
Right. When you manifest, things definitely show up.
Really.
Most definitely.
That's
so
real.
What inspired? Definitely.
That's real.
What inspires you? Obviously you have like a good deep sense of self, you could tell like you have a deep energy. Like, so just what inspires you in general?
Man, a lot of things I would most definitely say, man, that inspires me. But most important thing at the end of the day, all I have to say is just understanding that, this moment is this moment, man. And, inshallah, I have a thousand other moments down the road, I can live a long, healthy, life that's just, blessed with friendships and stuff like that. And I also just want to be able to pass something on to my kids is deeper than the money and the financial aspect, but I also want to pass that along to them as well, But I also want to just pass to them just a certain mentality, man, and just a certain knowledge of self, that I was blessed with growing up. I grew up in the Nation of Islam, and my mom and my dad were, my dad was FOI, my mom, she was Vanguard and stuff like that, and they were high into Islam at that time, and then, got a divorce, and it kind of just, just shifted in. Everything just went its own separate way. And so it's something that I had to come back into a knowledge of. It's something that I had to, and it was just crazy, just the path, just watch it circle navigate and come back to it. But, if anything I could give or anything I could just see myself doing, and the biggest thing I see myself doing is just instilling, just the knowledge, especially into my seeds and my kids and my, generations coming up behind me.
So I know obviously you just mentioned, being raised in the Nation of Islam, and the music industry has some definite highs, lows, and some dark sides. Do you find there's a balance on, being true and authentic to your background and like this industry? Because the industry definitely has some, evil qualities, I would say, so do you find a balance in being true to yourself?
It's I feel like that is the balance, is just being true to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Especially coming, like you said, coming through this music industry, man. And that's why it's so crazy, man. It's such a blessing in itself to, be with the label like Supernova and be working with an artist like Miss Karen White, who's matriculated the industry, revolted and rebelled and, went against the industry to where, didn't need the industry, or especially to be self-sufficient. And she proved that all these later, she's still, in a great place to where she doesn't have to worry about, just the little things. And so, I feel like being true and staying true to yourself is how we maintain the balance of trying to deal with this, because it's always a certain persona that, we as artists feel like we have to uphold. And I feel like kind of nowadays, especially like in rap, that's not as heavy as it used to be with that type of, having to maintain this crazy persona. But even in rap nowadays, you do have that in a different type of sense, though. You have, overly, overly just be gangster, overly just be, the hardest dude in the world to where they can't even smile on camera. Right. Just be human. You feel me? So it's just a blessing in being able to be myself to where I can just, react off of real and pure emotion. You feel me? Like I don't want to be a slave to ego. you know?
Right, right. So who are some of your hip hop influencers? Like, what are some artists that were like a blueprint for you? Are there any that you like looked up to, whose music you admired?
Most definitely, man. I love hip hop. I love today's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of a lot of different artists. Uh, J. Cole, Kendrick, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, Lord Jamar, the Brands, you know, Freddie Gibbs. He's probably one of my favorite artists out right now. Rick Ross, Jay-Z, Kanye, most definitely is, you know what I'm saying, one of my GOATs, greatest of all time. You know, so and the list continues, you know, from the Lupe to the Charles Hamptons to the Anthony Hamilton, you know what I'm saying, R&B, a lot of neo soul, you know, so I try to run the gambit, man. I try to listen to a lot of different music, man, even Fall Out Boy or Coldplay, you know what I'm saying? Listening to VH1 Jumpstart back in the day, man, and just picking up a couple of songs from there as well, man. So, you know, that's one thing that I feel like, especially us as Black people, we don't discriminate in music, man. We hear some good music, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna most definitely, it could be Sweet Home Alabama, man. If that's what's filling our tune right now, you know what I'm saying? That's what we're gonna be blasting. So
Right. I agree. Like, I feel like with our culture, like we're welcoming, you know,
oh,
as long as it
man,
has a good beat, a message makes you feel good. Hey, you know.
that's what more than just the music, that's with the food, that's with the people,
Mhm.
you know, just different things that we find from different cultures, you know, us as Black
Right.
people, definitely just an accepting people, man, you know, and I feel like we don't really get treated as such. That
Yeah.
about ourselves goes unnoticed and untalked about. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that is unfortunate because, like, on the flip side, I think that's one of the things that bridges everybody is music. You
Mm,
know, a lot of times, no matter what our personal differences are, our platforms are, a lot of us like the same music, or, you know, we can engage in music from, you know, a group of people that we may not have been around or whatever. You know, I think that's one of the great things about music, you know, is that everyone can bond over music, you know, but unfortunate it would be great if that's the way the world was in general, of course,
yeah,
you know. So that's one of the beauty, you know, unique things of music though. So with hip hop, what is your opinion though on today's, you know, hip hop? You know, I think we touched on it a little bit. I know you said you do like some of today's hip hop artists. But what's your take about it in general? I know, like when I've interviewed some past, you know, music people, I have asked them about the state of R&B too, because there's a lot of debates on it. And I love asking musicians their opinion on this. I've read it a lot. Some people think R&B music is dead. Some people will be quick to argue that it is not. What's your take on R&B, hip hop? Do you feel that it's changed since, you know, over the years for the good or the better?
man. Yeah, I most definitely feel like, and I'm gonna start with R&B just because I grew up loving R&B, man, and the stage and the process of which R&B was, where I was at growing up, it's most definitely not there today. You know what I'm saying? I'll be the first one to admit that, man. It's most definitely not there today. Uh, you know, just with the R&B songs that you hear on the radio, like, you know, it's all singing over rap beats basically nowadays. And you got a lot of
Yeah.
R&B artists that, you know what I'm saying, just are singing rappers, singing versions of rappers and stuff like that. You know, it's no
Mm-hmm.
Jaheim's, it's no, you know what I'm saying, just people that just took the time out to make more than music, more just more, you know what I'm saying, just more about relatable experiences, you know what I'm saying, just because everybody popping bottles, you know what I'm saying? That's not what R&B was, you know, rhythm and blues, you know, it's nothing bluesful about that. You feel me? You sound like you
Right.
have time. And so you know, we just gotta put the soul back into the music, man. And also I just feel like our music is being commercialized to the point where, you know, a lot of times it's not even our fault. It's the people who's, you know, distributing and controlling the music, you know what I'm saying? It's out there controlling the narrative of what we talk about. We can relate this back into hip hop, just about, you know, modern day hip hop changing and evolving. And I do love a lot of new like artists that's out there. So don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of, you know, gimmicky rappers out here as well. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Watching this interview, man, with Nick Cannon and Professor Griff. And Professor Griff, you know, from Professor Griff from Public Enemy, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry about that. But you know, he was basically telling Nick Cannon, you know what I'm saying, how they killed all the bigs and birthed all the littles, like with the rap game. And you know, back in his day of rapping and, you know what I'm saying, the 90s and stuff like that, you had niggas calling themselves, you know, Big Daddy Kane, Biggie, you know what I'm saying? You had Big, you know what I'm saying, all these bigs, Big Pun. And now, you know what I'm saying, you got a whole bunch of niggas calling themselves littles now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Niggas be 6'7" and they call themselves little tall or something like that. I don't know, you feel me? But that's just, you know, the mind, it shows the mindset of, you know, how we just been, you know, just misconstrued it and you know what I'm saying? And just, you know, just play with mentally, man. You know what I'm saying? To the point where we don't even want to call ourselves big anymore. We rather be little, you know what I'm saying? And so that just plays into the psyche on some deep stuff that I can't even really articulate right now. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I mean, I love today's hip hop, man, but it's like I said, it's but it's like I said, it's too manipulated right now. You know what I'm saying? Just with the messages, just from what's being promoted. A lot of times people be like, well, rap is, you know what I'm saying, it's terrible because all these rappers want to do is talk. I'm like, that's not all the rappers want to do. That's all promoted. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's all that you get to hear. You know, there's a lot of rappers out there that's speaking about positive and intellectual and uplifting type of things, you know what I'm saying? But that message is not as promoted as, you know, the alternative. So, you feel me? We got to understand and we got to start to take control of our music at the same time, you know?
You brought up a point that I never thought about, but you're right. We did go from big to littles. And I was asking my son about it because he was mentioning some rap and I was like, wait, which is which? Like, I couldn't tell who was who because you're right. Everybody is little something. You know, back in the day, it was big everything. So it is kind of strange. And I think it's really telling, like, and you brought it out in a way that I never really thought about. You know, it's just funny that you said that.
And shout out to Professor Griff, man. Because the way he broke it down, man, and I could only hope to articulate it to the point where he articulated it. You know what I'm saying? But the way he just broke it down was precisely that, though. You know, it just about the mind control, man, and a lot of what we see in society. And I was having, like, even with the YRBG, you know what I'm saying? I have nieces. You know, my nieces are 7 and 8 years old. And it was funny, you know, because I was talking to him, I was having a whole conversation to him about, you know, because their whole thing was JoJo Sweet at the time, you know. So I'm like, yeah, like JoJo Sweet cool, you know what I'm saying? But y'all beautiful too, you know. Y'all don't got to get Barbie dolls that look like JoJo Sweet and stuff like that, you know. So I would speak that back into him on some uncle type stuff, and it backfired right in my face, man, because they turned around and looked at me, was like, Uncle, why wouldn't we want to be white though? You know, and that's what they live.
Wow.
You know, and so that just goes to show you, you know, plus we it's a lot of pressure on the kids, man, just because we find ourselves on a hamster wheel, especially in America, you know what I'm saying? Like with parents being at work 9 to 10 hours out of the day, you know what I'm saying? And the kids being away at school, you know, 9, 10 hours out of the day, come home, sit in front of a television for the rest of the day until they go to sleep, basically. You know what I'm saying? So we got all indoctrination going on and all this social programming going on, you know, that we not even realizing until the kid gets, you know, 15, 16, 17 years old. And, you know, parents look like, damn, I didn't know he was, when did he get, you know what I'm saying? But it's just been over years, these seeds have just been dropped, you know what I'm saying, in the heads of the youth, and then they got to be a certain type of way. I remember, you know what I'm saying, I was coming up, I wanted to, you know, I want to be light-skinned with curly hair, you know what I'm saying? That was my whole thing, like, you know, but you feel me, like, I could never be, you know what I'm saying? Like, light-skinned with curly hair, you know what I'm saying? But they had me trying to be things that I wasn't and could never be, man. And so, you know, that's just a tough battle, man, especially on the youth now. That's why it's so important for us intervene as parents and drop those seeds to counteract all the, you know what I'm saying, the poison that's going into them.
Yeah, it's super important. So taken from what you just mentioned, so in your music, what's your take and how do you feel your role is to be socially conscious, you know, and to educate in your music? Like, how do you feel? Like, do you feel you have a responsibility in your music, you know, in order to put that socially consciousness out there and to drop gems like you mentioned?
I most definitely have a responsibility. Just, you know, if I'm gonna call myself conscious, you know what I'm saying, I can't hold, you know, what I deem to be as truth just to myself. You know what I'm saying? That's not what a conscious person or a teacher would do or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Because if that was the case, you feel me, I would have never came into the knowledge that I came into if my teacher ever would have dispensed it. And so, you know, I try not to call myself a conscious rapper, but I'm a rapper, you know what I'm saying, that is conscious. You feel me? So that, with that being said, like, because I'm a person at the end of the day before I'm a rapper in the first place. So the move that I make on the outside of this music industry is going to be conscious moves. You know what I'm saying? The moves that I make on the music, even though it can be a fun song, it still have those seeds and them gems in there that it still have you thinking and it still have you trying to move on a different path. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to never, with my music, I'll never, you know what I'm saying, just try to implement, you know, something that I wouldn't do personally, you know, like, that's not what I'm here to talk about. If I wouldn't do it personally, you know, or if it's not a lesson from what I'm talking about in it, you know, I can't put that out to the world.
Right, right. Now, obviously, with the Q chat, you know, we chatted a little bit before we started recording. The Q stands for Queen. So, you know, I try to just exalt Black women, obviously, and just present things for the Queen community. So, one question I want to ask you, what's your take on the image of women, though, in hip hop? You know, right now, that's kind of a little thing now where it's kind of like a common thread for women to, I don't want to trying to say it in a way that's not necessarily insulting for people, but you know, we live in a world where, you know, now it's like people are exposing themselves, or, you know, like we got the whole WAP song, stuff like that. You know, women are like overly sexualized sometimes, you know, or I guess it's a matter of opinion whether to label it as overly sexualized or just in general, some women, that's their thing. They sexualize themselves in the music, things like that. What's your take though about just the image of women in hip hop as a whole?
Man, I most definitely feel like when it comes to women in hip hop, I feel like that's when it's the most manipulated. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's when we're the most manipulated, especially on how we view our women, how our women view us. You know, they make it seem to where as if, and I'm sure with the major labels, you know what I'm saying, I'm sure it is true to a certain extent that you do have to, you know, glorify certain aspects of yourself, you know what I'm saying, about your physical nature, to really try to move your music. And so that I feel like this just goes back as an historical thing, especially in America. That's why it's like so important for us to understand just the history of just, you know, not just like slavery, you feel me, just because we was doing more than picking cotton, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We was just the people in the field, you know what I'm saying? We was cooking the food, you know, we was the entertainment, you know what I'm saying? When people came over, we were the entertainment, you know. Mm-hmm. And so we got to look at all the hidden ways of entertainment that they don't want to talk about, because I feel like it's a long legacy just of Black women being sexually degraded on stage in America, you know. Mm-hmm. From I forget her name at the time, is escaping me, but in the early 1900s, I think her name was like, they called her like Betsy or something like that, but she had an actual name. I know
exactly who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about. I can't pronounce her name fully, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
And they used to take her around and put her on tour and just show her off, like show her butt off, and butt facing the crowd and stuff like that the whole time on stage. And they used her as a prostitute and all this other type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at that hundreds of years ago, you know what I'm saying, early 1900s, and then you look at how, you know what I'm saying, we feel like we have to promote female artists to get them out there. You know, it's nothing too different from the methods that they use. You know what I'm saying? You gotta twerk, you gotta throw it, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be revealing in everything that you do, to the point where it's like you got a whole bunch of dope female artists that don't go and don't abide by that same type of logic, the followers on the mainstream plays. They don't get that type of time, you know what I'm saying? Just because that's not a message that they want to be promoted. You know what I'm saying? Right. So we got and that, you know, just because it's good for us don't mean that people gonna be so willing to give it to us. You know what I'm saying? They don't want us to gain that type of knowledge about ourselves or gain that type of confidence about ourselves. And oh damn, I don't gotta look like that. You know what I'm saying? You got Rhapsody, for example. You feel me? Like
I was just gonna mention her. You took the words out of my mouth. That's the number one person I think of is Rhapsody.
You got Nat Rhapsody, who, you know, put out one of the coldest albums of 2018 that year. When she put out an album. You know what I'm saying? And the whole album is, every title from the song is named after, you know what I'm saying, a super powerful Black woman. You know what I'm saying? And so you have a album like that, man, but it picks up no type of traction from the mainstream press. But then, not to knock it, but then you put out WAP, and then that becomes the anthem for female empowerment all over the world. You know what I'm saying? And who am I to say that it's not? But at the same time, I feel like, you know, we have to look at that like we see it and like it is. You know what I'm saying? We can't, because, you know, that's very revealing. You feel me? Something like that they would bypass the whole album, not mention anything of it, not mention, you know what I'm saying, just the messages and the things that's talked about and spoke about on the album. But then we go to a song that's just glorifying one specific part of the female.
Yeah.
One specific part of the female.
Yeah.
And the whole, you know what I'm saying, the whole national anthem for women across the world. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, we gotta realize that we being manipulated, and we gotta go against that grain. You know what I'm saying? Just because, you know, we're the ones that's consuming the music at the end of the day. We really know, you know, saying what's being distributed, but we can't look at ourselves or view ourselves as you know, just pigs that just eat off of the filth that they give us. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that puts up is filth. We don't want no nutrients. You know what I'm saying? And so we gotta look at ourselves a little deeper in that. And one more thing before, you know what I'm saying, my grandmother used to say, you know, your diet isn't what you eat, you know what I'm saying, isn't just what you eat all the time. You know what I'm saying? Of course that's a part of it, but it's not the only thing that attributes to your diet. Your diet is what you take in, regardless. You know what I'm saying? If it's what you eating, if it's what you watching, if it's what you hearing, what you absorbing on your skin, you know what I'm saying? That's your true diet. If you're not outside, you know what I'm saying, getting your vitamin D, you know what I'm saying, you lacking on your diet. If you allowing yourself to take in just any type of thing, you know what I'm saying, just any type of, just, you know what I'm saying, just ratchet, just foolishness, you know what I'm saying, and you allow that to just sit on your soul, man, you know what I'm saying, you'll look up and you'll find yourself like, damn, that's the only thing that I can get full on, because that's what you used to now. And I was, you know what I'm saying, I used to hop on World Star Hip Hop and go look at the fight complications. And, you know what I'm saying, they put up a whole videos of fights, and I used to just watch fights in middle school, watch, you know what I'm saying, in high school, and then turn around, wonder why we was getting in so many fights, and, you know what I'm saying, getting in I'm saying, so much drama and stuff like that. But that's what I was filling myself up with, was drama. You feel me? And so you are what you eat.
You just said a word. You're right. And I definitely thought about Rhapsody immediately when you started talking about women, because she's just the first person that automatically comes to mind, because she's so deep on a whole different level. And that album was amazing. The fact that she named each and every song after an iconic Black woman was just like, who thinks of that? You know what I'm saying? And I don't hear that on the radio, period. You know, it's just a sign of the times. And you're right about diet. It is what we fuel our bodies with, you know, what we say, what we think, you know, what we see, everything is definitely beyond what we eat, for sure. And it's just, music is a huge part of just life in general. You know what I'm saying? It's like Bob Marley, life without music is like, music is everything. So just what we absorb, you know, lyrically, you know, just what we see, the images, it says a lot about us as a people too, you know, and I think sometimes we don't maybe take the time to think about how deep it is. That's why it is important to just understand like what you're feeding into. And even if you want to listen to certain things like that, you know, like I don't knock it either, but just know that there's another alternative. You know, like it doesn't always have to be, you know, about PUSSY. That's just so many other things that women are putting out there, just images in general. There's male artists that exalt women, you know, as opposed to sexualizing them. You know, it's all about what you choose to absorb and what you choose to listen to. So two last things I want to end with. Would it be putting you on the spot for you to give us a sample of some of your music? If you want to drop like a line or something, like I hate to put people on the spot, but I just would love for you to share something if, you know, if it's okay. Oh yeah, I can hear it.
Okay. When I walked through the door, my eyes caught each other like I met you before. You was laughing with your friends, spilling drinks on the floor, bringing in the new year, and you just left your boy. So what's up? My name's Akbar, nice to meet you. She smiled and replied, you could just call me Mia. Pretty light brown, she was sipping on tequila. Perfect ass smile, but her toes the best feature for real. Asked if we could chill. Said I smoke weed, but I never pop a pill. We exchanged numbers, posed a link at the crib. Heard the boys was on the way, so me and my niggas had to dip. But we resumed. Never been the type of nigga that it just assume. Different strokes for different folks, so what's the best for you? A couple dates, we hit it off, you know your boy the truth. Took a trip to see the point to Fiji in the road down. This just felt like the forever thing. Rose gold cherry, all gold, wet and green. We been on and off, I'm like serious, the space was killing me. Deleted all your pictures on my phone, your face is killing me. Shit. But now your face is killing me. I was hitting bitches out of fight, just feeling incomplete. Now I'm getting too ahead of myself, cause I ain't felt this way with nobody else. Now should I write this letter? Should I write this letter to you? Now should I write this letter? Should I write this letter to you? Cause even when the sky turns gray, you will look me in my eyes and say it be okay. Now should I write this letter? Should I write this letter to you? There's a couple different places I can take it. The time you did me foul, real foul, I pocket flagrant. But we passed that like boot breeze in the pocket, girl. I'm just trying to chill it. We can kick it like a soccer girl. Now she said she moving to Germany. Crushed by this news, to this day it's still disturbing me. Shawty got my heart and she took it just like a burger. Got me going vegan, I'm serving beans with a burger. Damn, we was supposed to do that shit together. You was out living life, I was getting better. Honing on my skills, playing chess, not checkers. But you always inspired me like Aaron, you such a girl. I just wanna protect you, girl. Let me hold you down like an anchor. Burned out their cages, go where the wind take you. Taught me how to love you, you gave me so much patience. Damn, it just felt like the forever thing. Rose gold cherry, all gold, wet and green. We been on and off of like serious, the space was killing me. Deleted all your pictures on my phone, your face is killing me. Shit. But now your face is killing me. I was hitting bitches out of fight, just feeling incomplete. Now I'm getting too ahead of myself, cause I ain't felt this way with nobody else.
That was nice. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh man, no, thank you, Queen. Thank you, man.
Like I said, it's just important. I feel, you know, I feel like kings exalt queens. So it's always a good thing, you know, when we have Black men that are just putting us on the map, you know, instead of tearing us down. It's just, like I said, it's a good feeling. So I definitely appreciate you sharing that with us.
And that's just how it's supposed to be, man. You know, and we just got to build each other up. You know what I'm saying? Like, the system want us to be at war so bad. You know what I'm saying? They want us to, they try to put us up against each other each and every day, man. So, you know, we just most definitely got to understand that, you know what I'm saying, and combat it just with self-love.
Right. And, you know, self-love is my platform. So before we end everything, I do end every show asking my guests. I want to ask you, Miss King Akbar the Great, how do you define a queen?
Man, how do I define a queen? A queen for me, man, that's such a dope question, because throughout history, man, you had good queens, you had terrible queens. And so I feel like every woman is a potential queen, but it's really just about how she defines herself. You know what I'm saying? It's really about how she takes care of herself, you know. And you know, is she like you know, working on herself, self-development? Does she see like certain things about herself that she want to change, and work to change them? Does she see certain things that she wants in the world and works to go get them, or you know what I'm saying? Does she wait for somebody else to give them to her? Does she just accept them things about herself and just say that's how I am? You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? I most definitely want somebody who I most definitely feel like a good queen is one who will realizes her weaknesses and her shortcomings, just like any good king, and work to change them or work to, you know what I'm saying, make those strengths as well. So, you know, that's just what I see in a great queen, man. It's just a queen that sees greatness from herself, but how, you know what I'm saying, goes to work and actually try to pull that out of them. Because none of us start off as great, you know what I'm saying? We all have to work towards that, you know what I'm saying? And so that's what I feel like a great queen is.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for this conversation. Before we go, please tell all the listeners and the viewers how they can find your information, how they can purchase your music. So give everyone all your contact information.
Man, you most definitely can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube as well, all under the same handle at Akbar The G8. That's gonna be Akbar the Great, Akbar The and the number 8. You know what I'm saying? We also got a website as well, man. So please check out the website. We got the new merch just released. So I'm happy and excited about that. And then if you sign up to the website as a subscriber to our email listing, you know what I'm saying? We got the free merch giveaways, you know what I'm saying, that we're going to be doing. We have like unreleased tracks that we'll send out to everybody as part of the email listing. And you know what I'm saying, just to get y'all's takes on tracks, you know, a little poll, you know what I'm saying? It's very immersive and stuff like that, man. So I'm just excited for everybody, you know what I'm saying? Just come take a look, man, and join the village, you know, because we most definitely out here working for the culture, man. You know what I'm saying? We working for y'all and for us, and you know what I'm saying, for the future us. So I'm excited to see, you feel me, just the growth and the elevation.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Once again, guys, this was Mr. Akbar the Great, King Akbar the Great. Oh, man, and like I said, once again, I just appreciate your transparency and just giving us a great conversation. I love talking to musicians on the Q Chat. I love music. So just thank you so much for such a great conversation, and much success to you. And also just thank you once again for just putting Black Queens on the map, you know, just being so sincere about it too. It's just, like I said, you're a very deep brother, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Queen, man, for having me on once again, man. And Black women, they are the map, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all are the planets, you feel me? Like you know, planet gives birth to things, you feel me, while the sun gives life to it. So we gotta be that yin and yang, you know what I'm saying? And just realize, you know what I'm saying, our relationship is an ancient one. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's a one that predates America, you feel me? So it's no way that we can allow, you know, what America got going on to bring it down, man. So I'm most definitely excited to just keep working, man. I can't wait to see to just show y'all the new projects, you know what I'm saying, that me and Miss Karen and just all the Supernova that have been working on.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for tuning into the Q Chat. It makes